This is a really big plush. He's around 16 inches tall. So today we're going to be looking at the vintage classic PTT Chuck E. Cheese plush, released sometime in the 80s by some company I don't even know. Yes, this is a pretty mysterious plush in my opinion. He looks like the Chuck E. Cheese plush from the late 80s that Showbiz Pizza Time released, but it's not him because his eyelids, well, Showbiz eyelids are black, but this one is actually gray. But not to mention that his touch tag, it says, made in Korea, finished in the USA. Now, I tried looking on eBay and WorthPoint, and from what I can tell, I've never seen a Chuck E. Cheese plush with that touch tag before. And it's kind of strange, because it kind of makes me assume that this is like a very rare limited release, or it could be just like a prototype of, or an early version of the Showbiz plush. However, I kind of don't think it's a prototype personally, just because should have like a sample number or something on it, in case if you're not familiar in the prototype toy community. And there's nothing in the back. I've seen some of the plushes, most of them being from the Showbiz ones, having the Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater logo in the same spot where the information is on this specific plush. Let me know down in the comments if you own this particular Chuck E. Cheese plush, or at least one that resembles it. Please let me know. Let me know if your touch tag says made in Korea or something, because I've seen a lot that say made in China, finished in USA, something like this. So this is what the touch tag looks like. And pause the video if you want to find your Chucky plush that you have and see if yours match mine. Anyways, that's enough for the touch tag and the whole mystery thing. Now let's just take a look at the plush. And he's the best classic Chuck E. Cheese plush ever, and is definitely a favorite of mine. The face looks very fantastic, and I like the body. Definitely fits the defining feature of Chucky, where he was a pretty fat character. He also was a cigar smoker, and his nose is pretty fluffy. It's like one of those craft balls or something. It's pretty squishy. I feel like the problem I have with this plush is that he's kind of easily able to lose some of his features. Like, his eyebrows are made of like this very paper material. You can see that they move kind of just a little bit, and they could definitely fall off. He also has his derby hat, also known as his bowler hat, which I personally call the bowler hat. Here's his ears. His nose can definitely easily fall off. Here's his teeth. Not a big fan of what they did with the mouth. When you just take a look at this specific plush in that angle, his mouth looks kind of awkward, but in any other angle, it's just fine. I also love that he has the whiskers. My only complaint with the Rockstar era Chucky is that he was missing his whiskers. Not to mention, as a bonus, he has his tail, which is also something that I really like about the original Chuck E. Cheese design, was that he had his tail. I haven't mentioned this before, but this is my favorite incarnation of Chuck E. Cheese ever. The original classic Pizza Time Theater era Chuck design that was used from the late 70s. So from the beginning, all the way up until the early 90s. And that also explains why Scott Wilson is my favorite voice actor for Chuck E. Cheese. Most people would say Duncan Brandon, but I'm more of a Scott Wilson guy myself. Here's his body. Now what they did is that they sewed his body alongside his yellow undershirt, and they even go as far as like in the back, and they just added the red vest and the bow tie, as well as the button, which can also be easily lose, if the glue ever unmelts. And here's his feet. There's some like pinkish color on his soles. So yeah, so that's a really great Chuck E. Cheese plush in my opinion. I think this is the best Chuck E. Cheese plush based on the classic design and as well as outfit. There's also the 1992 plush, which also looks really good, but he's missing his tail, which is the only downside. So I think this is the best in terms of having all of the things classic Chuck E. Cheese needs. Here is the Chuck E. Cheese plush sitting right next to the 1992 Pasquale plush that is also around the same height. And the scaling is really good. I have no complaints for it because in the classic Chuck E. Cheese and the classic Pasquale, they're both, I believe that they're both the same height, if not Pasquale being slightly taller. And I think of it as being the same thing as the current Pasquale, which this is what this specific Pasquale plush is based on, the current Pasquale's design with his red and white shirt outfit design. And I feel like it works really well, like especially since the current Pasquale kind of existed ever since Scott Wilson started voicing the character. And let's see, he did Pasquale for the first time in 1982, but he didn't continue to play the character until 1984. So that would make this specific Pasquale the oldest character of any incarnated version of that character, if that even makes sense. But yeah, I think this is a really good scale, no complaints about it, and it definitely really works. So overall, I give Chuck E. Cheese an A. I think he's a really well-made plush, especially for the 80s. I'm not so sure what specific year he came out in, and there's no mention of any company. Like, is there? Let me check the touch tag. I don't think there is any mention of any company. Yeah, there's no mention of any specific toy company that might have made it. So, yeah, this is a pretty mysterious Chuck E. Cheese plush. Definitely not the best documented plush, but at least it does exist, and I think more of them do exist. I definitely seen different versions of this particular pattern before, officially, like the Showbiz Pizza Time release of that plush where he has the black eyelids. He is a really fantastic plush in my opinion, not to mention that he's mostly made out of like the styrofoam material. Like, he's not very soft and huggable like Pasquale is, but he's pretty hard, and that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen any plushes this old that has that ability before. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learn something new every day.